Hey everybody, it's Mark here from Rhythm Ciders and Alan with me as well. And we're getting together today with Deric Dyer, who's going to be playing up at Gene's Playhouse for the Crafted Concert Series on Saturday, October 7th. So Deric, how's it going?
We're doing great, and we're really looking forward to heading up into the North Country and playing some great music for all the people that are going to visit this beautiful venue, Gene's Playhouse. It's really a wonderful venue and not to be missed.
Well, thank you. We certainly love it up here, and we've got you coming up next Saturday, and you're going to be bringing your entire band with you. So I was kind of hoping you'd tell us a little bit about your band, the kind of music that you're going to play for us, and maybe what we can expect.
Okay, so the quick story of the Deric Dyer and where he comes from. Born in Ireland, raised in England, father musician, put out of business by the Beatles, moved to Bermuda when I was 11, moved to America when I was 19. I moved and joined a band called American Standard, which Cliff Goodwin, who is currently going to be with us and has his own music and career and everything. So I joined playing with Cliff in 1975. We ended up working with Joe Cocker for a couple of years. We had a record deal, didn't work out so good, but that was an amazing time. Then we all kind of spread out to different things. Mitch Jakor, who's a genius in his own right, dear friend. We've been playing all those years as well. He's going to be with me. Incredible artist. And then in 87 and 88, I toured with Tina Turner and was on her Break Every Rule world tour, touring 30 shows all over the world. And then invited back to work with Joe Cocker, was in and out of his band probably three times over the course of 30 years. Had the unbelievable pleasure working with Andre Bocelli, Brian Ferry, Al Jarreau, many different artists. And I'm still, here you go, still playing. I thank God for the Rolling Stones, McCartney, because they're older than me and still working, and that's where we are. And we can still take the young pupsters on. We've got a great show that we're going to be doing next Saturday, right,
Saturday. Yeah.
at the Playhouse, and we're so excited about coming up. And I think it's a wonderful event. And if you don't come, I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to miss a hell of a time. So I think you should come.
Yeah, tickets are still available. They do in a VIP package as well, so people can come
Yep.
before. I think they get tasting with cider tasting and beer tasting, some hors d'oeuvres. I think meet you as well. I think you're doing maybe a
Fantastic.
little meet and greet thing. So
Yep.
um,
Fantastic.
that's a great ticket. It's not much more money than the regular ticket. It's really a good value actually. So that's a really cool thing. And those are limited. So if you guys have not bought tickets for that, definitely get them.
Yep.
I think I was looking at some of your bio before we jumped on the call, and obviously you've played these literally the biggest stadiums in the world, like throughout your career. You were talking a little bit about the Gene's Playhouse venue. So what's the difference between playing, in Wembley Stadium as opposed to playing a little intimate venue like this? It must just be a completely different mindset to do shows of that magnitude scale difference,
Yeah, playing music is kind of a weird thing, right? The most important thing when you get on stage is you want to connect with the audience. And in really big stadiums like that, you, you connect because they're there for you. That's a lot of people. But in a small venue, I always love playing small venues because it's so intimate and you have much more of a personal connection with the people that come to the show, and you can really build a lot of drama and have people really be involved with the music you're playing. Not that that's not the case with the big shows. I mean, they're overwhelming, but the small venues are working on a very different. It's very personal. It's very heartfelt, and I love a small venue. It really is, and I could tell some of my stories, and which are really kind of how I ended up being this kid in Bermuda working with such iconic artists. And I really am quite amazed at how some of this came about. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. So really blessed, really blessed.
So for obviously you've played with all these other artists, but you have your own music as well, and I think some new music, right? That you just
Yeah.
released some new stuff?
Yeah, so this year kind of has been a really crazy year because sadly we lost Tina
Yeah.
earlier this year, right? And then uh, to the end of last year, the beginning of the year, I was talking to the Tina Turner Museum people, and they had invited me to be a special speaker at their yearly event celebrating this little jewel of a museum just outside of Memphis in Nutbush, or Brownsville, really. So I'd signed on to do that, and all of a sudden we lose Tina, and of course my phone exploded, and I was with her for 87 and 88, and we did about 230 shows together.
Wow.
I may not have been the best guy to first guy to get the call to maybe talk about Tina, but I did, and so I did a bunch of interviews and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden I got a call by Ray Chu's assistant to be involved with the 4th of July Macy's NBC fireworks display in New York City, and they decided to celebrate Tina's career and life, and they recorded Simply the Best, and they wanted some alumni from Tina's band to maybe be involved. So they used Lisa Fisher, who was one of the singers on Tina's tours, and asked if I would do the sax work, of which so I recorded. We couldn't do it live, so I recorded all the tracks, and then they invited me down to actually be on stage while that section of music was played. An amazing event, but Tina's kind of resurfaced unexpectedly in my world, and this year's kind of been kind of crazy. And last weekend is when I did the special engagement at the museum, and let me tell you, it's a beautiful little museum, a jewel, no doubt.
Yeah.
The people were wonderful, and the fans, oh my God, they knew all the solos, they knew when, they knew where, it was crazy, but a wonderful time. And well, I tried to do my best to hold up the Tina flag and say how wonderful she was to me, and just an amazing woman, great woman.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously she hasn't been putting out a ton of music, before her passing, but man, back when you were playing with her, that era, she was literally, I think, probably the biggest artist in the world at that time. It's amazing how
she was the Taylor Swift before Taylor,
right.
but she did it. I mean, she came up through the chitlin circuit. I mean, you're talking, she saw stuff and dealt with stuff. Never mind Ike. That's
Right.
all,
Yeah.
But a nicer woman you wouldn't meet. She was so generous to me. She auditioned me personally. Wow. And that's quite a story in itself. That some of the stuff I add into the shows, so people have a real sense of the personal side of my career, and how crazy it is to get from point A to point B. Unexpected, worked hard, opportunity, and my words of wisdom to anybody is just make sure that you get your work done, and that you're not afraid when you got to walk through that door. Be ready, because the opportunities will come if you work.
Great words of advice right there.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think, I mean, I'm excited to be able to see, and I think people up in this area as well. It's one of the things that when we started this Crafted Concert Series, we wanted to have a high level of musicianship. So I think the people that we've had so far, the other people playing around you on either side, are great. But I think it's amazing to be able to see in a venue like this someone that has your experience, and world-class musicians that are up there playing. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. And the people up here, that I think it's surprising, that you come to a small town like this, and to be able to see the level of musicianship that you will bring with your band. I think is
Well,
great.
these guys, yeah, I mean, Mitch and Cliff, Mitch plays piano, is going to sing a couple of songs, and Cliff, we've been playing together since essentially 1975. These are world-class players.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Wolf Jananders with Wolf for many, many years, Seth Pappas. So there's gonna be no messing around. What, you're gonna get the real deal, and they'll get a fine show, and it'll be emotional. There'll be some rock and roll in there as well. Yeah, I'm a saxophone player, but we got plenty of songs that have vocals as well. And all I can say is, if you come, you definitely won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
So is the music that you're going to play, Deric, is it yours, or are you doing some cover? I mean, you mentioned a little bit about Tina. Are you going to do some of that, or is it going to be mostly your music?
I would say probably 70% of it's going to be my music, but I'm pretty much a melody guy, you know. I, I take all different kinds of music and kind of recreate it, right? I've got a piece that I recorded called Nessun Dorma, which is a classical piece that was written by Puccini. And the Nessun Dorma today would be, back then, a Beatle tune. You know what I mean? That's how popular it was.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know if you ever saw Aretha singing on the Grammys. Pavarotti got sick and Aretha sang it and did it in Italian. And that was the first time I actually paid attention to the song. And once I picked myself up off the floor, I said, well, I got to keep an eye on that song. And I eventually turned it into an R&B tune. And so, you know, so I do theater music, I do all that, but it's all done with this R&B rock and roll edge to it, you know. So musically, everybody gets the ability to really lean on their talents, because I want everybody to be in the game playing. And so you're not only going to see me and my grandson. Okay, this is a quick story. My grandson Dominic went to school earlier this year, and he's 7 years old, right? And he said to his teacher, my papa is top 5 sax players in the world. And I'm sure his teacher had to say, what the heck is wrong with this kid? So after I did the 4th of July show, and they had a video of me, and they put my name up on the screen, and he knows it's, you know, going around the world, and he's going crazy. He came to me a few days later and said, Papa, I think you're in the top 2 sax players in the world. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this is great, but what I got to do to be number 1? That's it.
Right. Yeah. And who did you say was who was number 1?
Yeah, it's a riot. So, but the fact is that, you know, we're all trained to, you know, to play. That's our passion. And our job is that when people come see us, they leave saying, wow, ain't that something? That was a hell of a show. That's our job.
Well, you are going to elevate the experience for these folks up here next weekend, and I know I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll be there with a bunch of my crew, and so we're psyched about it. I do want to remind everybody to go to genesplayhouse.com and buy your tickets now, because we will sell these shows out.
Okay, so what I will say is that I just released a new song called Tennessee Waltz, and I had a compilation CD that I decided to add that as a bonus track to the compilation CD. So everybody that comes for the you know, the meet and greet, I'll also add in a CD to that. Okay, as an additional you know, come and by and say hi.
That's a huge bonus.
Nice. Wow. Yes. Yeah. Buy those VIP tickets. Those are cool.
All right.
Oh, excited about the VIP tickets.
Absolutely. So we're really looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a great show all the way around.
Yeah, we are too.
Well, thank you very much, Deric. I know that you're a very busy guy, and we want to let you get off back to your Saturday here. So thanks for taking the time to do this with us.
It's certainly my pleasure. It's been a busy morning already, and now my job is to go to my son's and help hang a light. How about that?
Yeah, that's a perfect Saturday.
That's exactly what it's about, right there.
Exactly.
All right, very good.
A week from today,
Saturday, October 7th.
Yep.
Deric Dyer.
Yep.
Forward to it. All right,
And we're
Deric.
gonna rock the house.
Yep.
Thanks so
Awesome.
much, guys.
Thanks
Thank you
again.
very much.